Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and surprise, surprise, Activision is doing something scummy. When Season 3 Reloaded dropped, I gave my first impressions, and I spoke about how sweaty the standard multiplayer felt. I mostly chalked this up to me being rusty and the game matching me up with freaking Crimson players for some reason, but I ended up playing for about an hour, I put the game down, and I really didn't feel the need to sign back in. That was until today, because I've been reading reports and even seeing YouTube videos claiming that once again, Activision have ramped up skill-based matchmaking. Ever since the launch of Season 3 Reloaded, a lot of aspects of the game have just completely broken for one reason or another, like the armory isn't working for a lot of people, Create Class keeps bugging out for players, the field of view and other settings keep resetting themselves after every single match, and most importantly, matchmaking has been changed. You guys might remember, not too long ago, they gave us the ability to choose our own crossplay features. Leaving this on means you'll match with anybody and everyone from all platforms, console only means you're only going to play with Xbox and PlayStation players, and off means you're only going to play with other people on your specific platform. So if you're on Steam, for example, you're only going to play on PC. If you're an Xbox person, you only play Xbox, so on and so forth, right? Well, ever since Season 3 Reloaded, this feature has essentially stopped working. Like, not only does it reset itself after every single match, but sometimes it just straight up refuses to even try to put you into a match. So just this afternoon, I tried searching for that new map Mosh Pit in console-only crossplay, and straight up, it just would not work. Like, this is the fastest my editing software can fast forward, and still not fast enough, for crying out loud. And this was not a one-time thing either. I tried searching for this playlist several times. Not once did it work. TDM did not work. 10v10 did not work. It was completely broken. So what did I decide to do? Well, I had to turn crossplay back on, obviously, and I decided to jump into a match of that new map Mosh Pit, and here is what I was presented with. I feel like I'm parroting myself a bit for my Season 3 review, but I'm gonna ask again, why the hell are these people in my lobby? Like, I have less than 24 hours played in the Black Ops 6 multiplayer since hitting Prestige Master because the matchmaking is so freaking terrible, and yet when I do still decide to sign in, I'm playing against iridescent players. For crying out loud, dude, like, I thought it was bad when I was consistently being matched against Diamond, Crimson players, stuff like that, but now I'm facing iridescent people, and if you guys don't know how the Black Ops 6 ranked play system works, iridescent is literally one rank below the top 250 people in the world. Like, as it turns out, it wasn't just bad luck for me when I did my initial review of Season 3 Reloaded. Something has changed. Something drastic has changed here with the matchmaking within Black Ops 6, and even Exclusive Ace has noticed it, and he's generally one of the most positive people in the community, but lately his videos have been becoming more and more critical. He claims that ever since the Reloaded update, his matches are noticeably sweatier, and the matchmaking itself isn't even working right. Here's going to be a graph from one of his recent videos, and it just goes to show how rigged this entire system is. Like, he admits it's a small sample size, and it is, but on the left, he tracked his time to matchmake and his average ping with console crossplay on with Black Ops 6, and on the right, he conducted the same test in Modern Warfare 3 with crossplay off, meaning he can only match with other people on PlayStation, and his connection was noticeably better. I'm not even sure how he was able to find matches with console crossplay on, because I personally can't do it, but this does go ahead and prove the point that I made ages ago. The older Call of Duty games essentially have no skill-based matchmaking anymore. It might take you slightly longer to find a match because of the limited number of players, but your connection on average is going to be better because skill is barely even a factor anymore within Modern Warfare 3 or any of the other games that came out before it. When Ace did his test, he was getting into matches slightly faster in Black Ops 6, but his connection was always noticeably worse, and that's something he's been noticing a lot of ever since the most recent update. And the same has been true for me as well. Like, just today, I searched up a game of Team Deathmatch just to get a feel for what's going on, and this was literally my first match of the day. I see this guy here, I have Ninja, I figure, hey, maybe I'll execute him, right? And then this happened. Like, what in the fuck is going on here? Like, according to Activision, my connection is just fine, my ping is fine, there's no ping spikes or anything, there is some packet loss, 1%, but there's literally always packet burst in Call of Duty anymore, it seems. So, like, what's even going on here? Like, what is wrong with the servers? And not to mention, watch these clips from later on in that same game where the connection was just really freaking terrible, and then we had a situation where both teams were sharing the exact spawn of Team Deathmatch for like a minute straight. Like, are they even trying anymore when it comes to this game's multiplayer? And just, you take experiences like this, along with all the inconsistent connections, the longer queue times, them essentially breaking our ability to limit matchmaking with the crossplay features, you combine all those things together, and they seem to point towards one thing. They are increasing skill-based matchmaking even further. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why would they do that? It's already pretty freaking terrible, right? Well, I think the answer is pretty simple. In Activision's mind, skill-based matchmaking is a good thing. To them and all of their precious data and everything, it increases player attention and gets Timmy to buy buy more of the Seth Rogen bundles in the shop. Well, because of this belief that they have, when things aren't going well, they feel the need to crank up the matchmaking even more to make sure that their pay pigs are having as much fun as possible, and believe it or not, it does look like things are finally starting to turn south for them. The return of Verdansk was huge for Activision. Like, no doubt, credit where credit is due. Like, it was a massive win for them, and admittedly, it did bring a lot of players back to the Call of Duty franchise. Unfortunately, it brought them back to Warzone, not the standard multiplayer, but I suppose it doesn't really matter because it feels like they've all but given up on supporting the multiplayer anyways. And if we check out Steam charts, the Verdansk honeymoon seems to finally be coming to an end. Things are still better than what they were before, like, don't get me wrong, but still, the point remains that they are no longer gaining new players, and instead, returning players aren't signing in as much. They saw a 55% increase to their player count going from March into April, but here in May, we are trending backwards at -2%. And call me crazy here, but perhaps banking an entire season on a 5-year-old Warzone map and Seth Rogen jokes wasn't the best move to keep players engaged long term. I don't think it's a coincidence that we are seeing a negative trend in the player count for the first time since the relaunch of Verdansk, because whichever way you want to slice it, it means either people are getting bored of Verdansk finally and the multiplayer isn't offering them anything exciting, or thanks to them cranking up skill-based matchmaking with Season 3 Reloaded, people are leaving as a result of that. It's kind of like this whole like chicken or the egg situation. Like, are people leaving because of the cranked up skill-based matchmaking, or is the matchmaking being cranked up because people are leaving? Whichever way you want to look at it, the matchmaking as it sits right now within the Black Ops 6 multiplayer is well and truly fucked. It's sweatier than ever, the game is intentionally sabotaging you, and we are 6 months into this game's life cycle, for crying out loud. Like, this is the time of year when they need to be trying their hardest. Like, the honeymoon phase is over. Most people, at least all the people in my lobbies it seems, are already Prestige Master and have Dark Matter and all that stuff, right? So the launch day content is exhausted, therefore, new things, fun things, need to be added to keep fans interested, but instead of doing that, Activision, in their infinite wisdom, instead have decided that we need animated marijuana camos and thicker skill-based matchmaking. Like, this company has to be run by some of the stupidest humans imaginable. They are sitting on such a gold mine because Call of Duty itself, in spite of all of its problems, year after year, always does well because of nostalgia and because of brand recognition, and also the core bones of the Call of Duty multiplayer is good, like the fast-paced action, everything, the maps, the guns, the feel, everything. Like, Call of Duty is a winning formula, but it also has 20 years worth of brand recognition and nostalgia, and because of that, they're always going to be one of the highest played games regardless of platform, and they've proven to themselves that all they need to do is do the bare minimum and the game is still going to be okay. I truly think that Call of Duty could easily be back on top of the gaming world if they were just to get their heads out of their asses a little bit. Like, remove the stupid matchmaking that fans have been fighting against for 5 or 6 years now, and then from there, just get back to your roots a little bit by making the game more like Black Ops and less like freaking Crack Ops like we have here with Season 3 Reloaded. Make the game less about selling weed to kids and more about building upon the 20+ year history that you have with this incredible franchise. Like, I've been at this YouTube thing for a long time, and the decisions that Activision make never cease to amaze me. Like, I'm not even surprised anymore when all this bullshit happens because it's happened so many times, but it still boggles the mind how they can be this dense and this tone deaf when it comes to running their own franchise. If you haven't played Black Ops 6 in a while, I suppose I'm here to say that there's really no reason for you to come back unless you like giggling at Seth Rogen, because that's basically all there is. Like, despite all the new guns and the new maps that you might have missed out on, the matchmaking is still broken beyond belief, and in fact, it seems like they cranked up the SBMM even further with Season 3 Reloaded, and all this is going to do is further push those returning players away, and it won't be long before we're right back to where we were before Verdansk came back. So as always, I'll be here with you guys every step of the way and keep you posted on all the news, all the drama, and all the happenings that are going on with this series. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening and for your continued support of my channel, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.